Hello and welcome back to For Knowledge. So in this video I am going to discuss about basic knowledge of organic chemistry. Now what do you understand by organic chemistry? Now organic chemistry is a branch of chemistry which deals with hydrocarbons. Now what is hydrocarbon? Hydrocarbon is basically something or some compound which is formed from hydrogen and carbon. Now we are very much familiar with the compound carbon. It lies at the 6th position of periodic table. Okay, its atomic number is 6 and its mass number is 12, and it's a tetravalent compound. That means the maximum bond that a carbon can form is 4. It is not possible to form more than 4 bonds. Okay, now another compound is hydrogen. It lies at the 1st position. Now when carbon and hydrogen reacts, they forms a compound and it is known as organic compound. Now let me write something that is, rather you have to memorize it. It is very much essential for IUPAC nomenclature. Okay, that is number of carbon and its root name. Okay, so when number of carbon is 1, it is known as meth. When number of carbon is 2, it is known as eth. When number of carbon is 3, it is known as prop. And it goes on for but, 5 pent, 6 hex, 7 hept, 8 oct, 9 non, and 10 dec. Okay, so when number of carbon is 1, it is known as meth, 2 eth, 3 prop, 4 but, 5 pent, 6 hex, 7 hept, 8 oct, 9 non, and 10 dec. I hope it is clear. I am erasing it. You have to memorize this thing, okay? Now, there are 2 types of hydrocarbons. Now, what are those? Number 1 is aliphatic and number 2 is aromatic. Now, if you study in class 10, you will study aliphatic, and aromatic compound is there after class 10, that is in 11 and 12. Now, what do you understand by aliphatic compound? Aliphatic compounds are basically something like carbons are represented in chain form, in chain structure, and in aromatic carbons are present in ring structure, that is benzene, phenol, anisole. Okay, so let me tell you the proper definition of aliphatic hydrocarbon. An aliphatic compound or aliphatic hydrocarbon is an organic compound containing carbon and hydrogen that are usually linked together in chain structure. Okay, so this is the definition of aliphatic hydrocarbon. Now there are 3 types of aliphatic hydrocarbon, that is alkane, alkene, and alkyne. We have already heard about these 3 terms. Now what is alkane? It is basically single bond between 2 carbons. Okay, that is alkane, ANE, remember. Now what do you mean by alkene, ENE? Basically it is double bond between 2 carbons. And what do you mean by alkyne? That is YNE. It is basically 3 bonds between 2 carbon. So let me give you the general formula. Alkane. So what I told, the single bond between two carbon is basically known as alkane. Now what is its general formula? Its general formula is CnH2n plus 2. Okay, this is the basic general formula of alkane. Now let me give you some single bond compound, that is this one. This is known as methane. The root, I've already told you previously that when number of carbon is 1, its root name is meth. That is meth, and as it is single bond, that is N. Methane. Now, when there is two carbon, the root name is eth, and as single bond is present between two compound, that is alkane, you have to write N. That is ethane. Similarly, there is propane. When three carbons are there, then butane, then pentane, then hexane, and it goes on to octane and decane. So this is the basic examples of alkane. Now I will tell you about one more thing about alkane. It is known as saturated hydrocarbon. Okay, because the carbon has no more bonds to form. Okay, it's completely saturated, so it is known as saturated hydrocarbon. Now I am moving on to alkene. Before moving on to alkene, I'd like to tell you about one more thing, that is alkyl. Now what is alkyl? Basically, its general formula is okay. Now what is alkyl? Basically, alkyl group is something which is derived from alkane. Okay. Now let me explain you with one alkane, C2H6. Okay. What is the name of this compound? This is ethane. Okay. Now if I remove one carbon and make it 5, this is ethyl, ETHYL, ethyl group. I am telling you this because it will help you during writing the name of IUPAC nomenclature. Okay. Similarly, ethyl, propyl, butyl, pentyl. Okay. So this is known as alkyl group. Now moving on to alkene. What is alkene? I have already told you, when there is double bond between two carbons, it is known as alkene, and its general formula is CnH2n. Okay. Now let me give you some example of alkene. One more thing, there is no compound exists in this earth like methane. Okay. So because alkene is something in which two carbons is necessary to form double bond. Okay, and one carbon cannot form double bond, so methane is not possible. So it starts from ethene. This is ethene. Now this is propane, and it goes on to butane, pentane, hexane. Okay, so this is alkane and its general formula is this one. Now I am moving on to alkyne, that is triple bond between two carbons. It is triple bond between two carbons. Now what is its general formula? Its general formula is CnH2n minus 2. Now let me give you some example. What is the name of this compound? The name of this compound is ethine, ETHYNE. Two carbons, therefore its root name is eth, and as triple bond is present, YN, ethine. Ethine. Now when three carbons are there, it's propyne. Similarly, butane, pentane, hexane. Okay. So this was all about aliphatic hydrocarbon. Now moving on to second type of hydrocarbon, that is aromatic hydrocarbons. Now, what do you mean by aromatic hydrocarbon? So aromatic hydrocarbon or arene, basically some compound which is obviously formed from carbon and hydrogen, and it is basically represented or exists in ring structure, that is this is the structure of benzene, that is 6 carbon is present in a chain structure. It is also drawn like this. The formula of this compound benzene, that is C6H6. And there are more aromatic compounds like toluene, that is when one CH group is present. And if I remove or replace this CH with OH, it is known as phenol. And there are more compounds like anisole, aniline, benzoic acid. Okay, so basically these are aromatic hydrocarbons. Now let me tell you some more thing about organic chemistry, that is functional groups. Now there are more functional groups. First I will write alcohol. Second, carboxylic acid. Third, it's aldehyde. Four, it's ketone. 5, it's ether. Then ester. And there are more like amide, amine, acid chloride. Now basically these 6 are the most common functional groups used while studying. Now how will you identify an alcohol? It is basically ROH. Now what is this R? I have already told you previously. R is alkyl group. Alkyl. Propyl, ethyl. Okay. Alcohol is basically represented in this form, ROH. Now carboxylic acid. It is represented in this structure. This is the basic functional or the identification for carboxylic acid. Now aldehyde. This is aldehyde. Now ketone. Now ether. Now ester. Okay, so basically all these R's are alkyl group, and these are basic structures of aldehyde, ketone, ether, ester, carboxylic acid, alcohol. So now in next video I will explain about IUPAC nomenclature of the organic compounds. I hope you have liked the video. So if you like the video, do comment, share and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.